If I could summarize my Malone golf experience into one word, it would be irreplaceable.
One of the greatest 4 years of my life was playing golf at Malone.
The friendships that we had, the trips that we took, just how much Coach cared for us, really what sums up the golf program. "50 years of golf here at Malone is quite an achievement, and I believe it's been successful because for 41 of those years, we've had one of the greatest golf coaches.
1963 was the first team at Malone in golf. I entered, my first season was the spring of 1966. The reason that I came to Malone in the beginning, there was a girl that was a sophomore at Malone, and she was from Cortland, and went to our hometown church, and she told me about Malone. My parents took me down for a visit and fell in love with it. Next 4 years, our team won a district championship in 1968. It was the first championship in any sport.
The program started out small, no one really knew about it, and you built it up to where it was a powerhouse in the NAIA.
Ken was the first one to bring it really to prominence by the fantastic and unbelievable chance getting to nationals, qualifying to get there, and then to actually win it.
That's the '69 NAIA National Championship plaque. Probably as a player, 1969 was the greatest year of my life. Just won the medalist at the national championship, became Malone's first All-American, graduated from Malone, was getting married to my college sweetheart, Martha, and we've been married for the past 44 years.
But that's Ken's Athletic Hall of Fame picture. He's the only person that has 2 plaques up, and he's the only person, to my knowledge, that has received 2 Hall of Fame awards, once as an athlete and again as a national championship coach. But he just loves the sport.
1972, Bob Starcher called me in, interviewed me for the position as head golf coach, and offered me the contract. And I asked him, I says, what is the coaching salary? He said $300 a year. I took it, signed it, and I've been there, starting now, my 42nd year.
It's rare for someone to be at Malone or anywhere as a part-time coach and have the unbelievable success that Ken Highland has experienced.
Difference being a coach versus a player, you're not responsible for your own actions, so basically you're trying to help other people become better people as well as better golfer.
My coaching philosophy in one sentence: never, never, never give up, and give 100%.
I went to a tournament, and when they won, it was so casual. I mean, there was no celebration, and golf isn't a sport where you celebrate like you do in some other sports, but the thought hit me, these guys are so used to doing this. This is what all coaches should strive to have.
I remember when I first started, the very first 3 years, I didn't recruit. And we were about a 500 team. And Bob Starcher called me into the office and said, hey, we need to do recruiting. Recruiting is the key to success.
Yeah, I came to Malone to play for Coach Hyland. I was recruited out of high school and also knew Coach Hyland. Basically, Barry, his youngest son, and I grew up basically since we could walk. I knew Barry, and then of course I was always back at the Hyland household.
From the time that I was about 3 years old, we played at Malone together on the golf team.
Coach Hyland recruited me out of high school. Barry and I played together and came to Malone just based on Coach's work ethic and where he's taken the team in the past.
I remember the first time I talked to Coach was 7th grade at the Shoreston Memorial Tournament, and I remember thinking, I'm not going to go to Malone. I want to go down south. I want to play golf all year round. But pieces kind of fell together, and senior year in high school, I remember talking to Coach, and right after I talked to him, I said, yeah, that's where I want to go.
I was at Kent State for my first 2.5 years of college, and he'd contacted me before college in general. I was still in high school and wanted me to come play, and I was just dead set on Kent State and didn't really think much more into it. When things started to go sour at Kent State, he was the first person I thought back to give a call to.
I had looked at Malone and visited Malone and had met him and chose to go somewhere else for that first year, and even with that, he never gave up on me. Showed me the grace that I needed and welcomed me in, as a second-year player.
I look at some of the recruiting that Coach does, and he doesn't leave the Ohio area. They're all from the Canton, Massillon. I kind of feel a little bit outside being from Mount Vernon, Ohio, of, boy, I was kind of a long recruit coming in.
Honestly, a lot of it comes from recommendations from other past players. I know he's gotten recommendations from players.
Justin came out to the Lions Den and spotted him out on the first tee box here, and I think I was coming down the 9th fairway, and he took a swing or two, and I thought, what is that? Holy cow. From the time he began playing, I think he was shooting under par before he was in his teens. And then we introduced him to Coach Hyland, whom he'd already known for a while, but at a level of entering the Malone Golf program, and Coach Hyland, of course, was just all over that opportunity.
He basically increased the talent level throughout his recruiting and finding good quality players and good quality people.
He puts everything he has into the golf program, whether it's working with his current golfers, recruiting during the summer, going to junior golf tournaments.
He makes you feel more confident, at least for me. He makes me feel more confident as a player. I don't have to be perfect all the time around him to please him. I can just go be Nathan Tarter, and he's going to care for the player and the person that I am.
It's the relationship that he develops with his athlete, that one-to-one relationship that they would do anything for Coach Hyland.